Ever wondered how you're going to make money with prediction markets? Ever wondered how it relates to altcoins and crypto and the wider market overall? Well, this is the video for you. Make sure you smash a like, because I'll tell you some projects today that will benefit you from in terms of having exposure to prediction markets, an area that Bloomberg says will grow by 5-fold. Now, this is obviously, I don't think anyone's done as deep a dive that I'm about to do on prediction markets. However, by 2030, which is around the corner, this is going to see a 5-fold growth. I want to be involved. I want to be part of this. And what has led me in doing my research to this? So if you look at the Jupiter DEX, what you see here is I can go sports, crypto, politics, esports, any subject, you name it. And of course, the big dog here is the prediction markets by Polymarket. Now, Polymarket is probably one of the best examples, along with Kelshi, and the competition that is bound to make us a lot of money. And I genuinely mean it. Whether you're directly participating in this or whether you are simply looking for a cryptocurrency that you can trade for the next few years, perhaps maybe accumulate while this industry grows. Okay, so let's continue with this. So Kelshi challenges Polymarket's crypto connection, launching tokenized events, trading via the Phantom wallet. So you're starting to see a massive competition between the likes of, for example, Polygon, the likes of Kelshi, and all of these different. MetaMask have something coming up. Of course, you've got this space thing on Microcap that's yet to launch, 20 million raised. Of course, that's going to be on Solana. So this is an area of cryptocurrency that's going to grow off the back of these prediction markets. I'm going to tell you exactly how we are going to make money from this. Of course, if you look at prediction markets, you may be wondering, first of all, DXB, can you explain what they mean? Of course, prediction markets are platforms where people trade on the outcome of real-world events instead of buying stocks or crypto. Understand? Buying shares, and that a present question is created, yes or no. Whether something will happen, yes or no. Very simple to understand, very straightforward. And this is how it works. A question is created. Will Bitcoin hit 150,000 by June 2026? Two types of shares are basically, they exist. These shares are yes or a no. The prices reflect the probability, of course. And if a yes shares trades at 70 cents, the market believes there is a 70% chance of the price going to that side, right? So this is what we have. We have the share prices, who will be the Fed chair, who is going to be 3 million here volume on, will the US acquire part of Greenland? Next country the US will strike. I mean, look, the topics are endless. These are real world events, breaking news events, right? So trending as well, Super Bowl, you name it. And this is all real time, real relevant. So even if, what makes it unbelievable is, even if Bitcoin doesn't hit in that example, 150,000, yes shares pay out a $1 and no shares are worth $0 if Bitcoin hits the expected price. If Bitcoin doesn't hit the shares or the expected price, the no's pay $1 to the yes shares worth $0. So it's basically the winners take it. But if you look at this right now, it's as easy as to understand as anything. Who will win the Super Bowl here? Or who will win the election? Will the Fed cut rates? Will crypto prices hit X amount? Will the CPI, economic CPI data be up or down? Who will win the Oscars? And it's just incredibly vast, okay? It's just ridiculous. And Polymarkets have famously called the 2024 elections outcome more accurately than most major polls. And of course, from a crypto angle, blockchain makes it, of course, more prediction markets possible at a scale. So remember, this is all to do with blockchain technology. And you have the likes of Kelshi, Polymarket, of course. You have Opinion. There's so many of them. Predict Fund. And these are all standard companies, of course, regulated now. And you can see the volumes here. 30-day volume, Polymarket, of course, and Kelshi. Kelshi is the world's largest, $8 billion 30-day volume. And this is from sports betting to real world politics and everything else. So how can we position ourselves is the question. The answer is going to be, of course, looking at the likes of Polymarket, Kelshi, of course, MetaMask. There's so many different ways to look at this, but I've got you covered, right? If you're enjoying the video so far, by the way, smash the like Khabib would say. Okay, so they've just hit a record of 3.7 billion in a weekly trading volume, not the 700 million. Of course, that equates to about $700 million per day. And if you look at this volume, it has been going absolutely exponential, right? So this is what they're doing, nearly $700 million. And the largest player here is Polygon Matic. Now, Polygon is an interesting one. But before I get to Polygon, right, you're starting to see real price predictions for the bull market, of course. And I do use this as part of my research. For example, in the DXB Crypto family, we have a dashboard that we created. And in that dashboard, we put up some of these. I'm going to be launching to put up some of these, of course, charts as part of our predictions to the market. So super, super, super interesting here. But Polygon Matic, interesting, right? Absolutely interesting, because in Polygon, what you have is a cryptocurrency with their Polis token. And of course, the Polymarkets will also build their own coin. But Polygon has rebranded to Polis. And what Polygon is doing is they are enabling some of these key partnerships. Okay, was it Pol or Polis? I think it was Pol. And Polymarkets will also be launching their own specific token. Okay, so if you look at, for example, partnership between Polygon Labs, right, and Polymarkets. Polygon Labs is going to be, currently their cryptocurrency is around $1.4 billion in market cap. But this is one of the first big players you need to look at if you want to take advantage of this absolutely huge, massive ecosystem that's developing. So we have already, or what they have is the likes of Stripe, Revolut, and they've gone fully into stablecoins. So what this particular project does is, I've never been, since 2021, I've not touched this, right? So please don't come and say, all of a sudden, are you bullish on Polygon? I'm telling you right now, fully diluted Polygon, right, with stablecoin implication, could be one of those particular projects that does very, very well. Stablecoin velocity here is up 65x. Now the TVL of the Polygon token is 5 billion plus. However, the actual market cap is $1.4 billion. So what do they cover? Payments, stablecoins, RWA, and DeFi. There's something interesting I want to tell you. If you remember the Coinbase event last year, right? Coinbase have said they are explicitly focusing on 3 areas: exchange assets, or real world assets that are tradable, right? So they're going to start trading, prediction markets, of course, and RWA. So what we need in order to see projects that are going to be at the heart and center of this guardrail that they are already setting up for the market is to find projects that will directly benefit from RWA, stablecoins, prediction markets. It ticks all the boxes, right? It ticks all the boxes. Now, of course, the use of Polygon, how, the volume on it, will the Polymarket project be built on top of this? Of course, there are a lot of questions. However, I can tell you right now, they have the ZK EVM, and it just makes so much so much sense that this Pol token could be one of the ones to watch for over the next few years, right? The Pol token has all of the trappings, in my opinion, to take major advantage of what's about to happen. And this is just the start. This is not, the Pol token here should not be your only priority, but think about it, right? Think about it logically. If we go to Coinmarket and we've seen the prediction market here, if we go to cryptocurrencies, and again, I'm going to give it to you straight. I do not own Polygon Matic, and I have not had Polygon Matic since the last cycle, right? But it just makes absolutely every sense. It is going to be, in my opinion, the home of potentially prediction markets. Okay. Total supply, max supply, holders, 129,000, volume, 137 million only, 1.4 billion, fully diluted, an ancient chart that has gone to highs of well over $1. If you look at the all-time highs, and right now it sits at 13 cents. So the chances are at some point this will go and absolutely do numbers. Potentially. Okay. What other projects DXB? Well, the whole entire prediction markets category, right, is not really well established and it's not really well understood. So in that case, I have curated some projects that are risky, stablecoins, RWA, of course, and it's going to be the top two would probably be, of course, one would be Polygon's Pol token, two will be the Poly token. That is the CMO of Polymarkets came out and said we are going to be launching a token, potential airdrop for platform users. So that's something to keep an eye out on. So in my opinion, Polygon token, one, if you want to take some notes. Two, I think the Poly token. Three, I think if Kelshi, who've raised $300 million at a $5 billion valuation through Coinbase, decide to drop their own gas token, that's something that you could potentially look at. Number four, I think it would be Genosis or GNO. Now, GNO is a $300 million cryptocurrency that provides infrastructure and governance for prediction markets. Doesn't mean that GNO is going to be the best thing since sliced. None of these things that I'm telling you are things that I hold right now, but as part of the investigation of what I've been looking into, this ecosystem here, which is down 77% from its all-time high, is another one that provides infrastructure for these markets. Okay. The rest of them are really, to be honest, micro caps, and we do have some micro caps as well. Probably you're going to have to come to the Discord for that. But let me know what you think so far, because this is going to be, of course, a super important factually based research that I've done. And in my opinion anyway, I have also conducted a further anchoring into major reports. So this is the 17 years in crypto. Crypto is leaving the adolescence and starting to enter its adulthood. We know the global crypto community is growing. Financial institutions, in particular, the likes of the payment and fintechs like Visa and PayPal, they are here, right? So what we're seeing here is digital integration in terms of the traditional finance or fintech coming into DeFi. And you're seeing the likes of Stripe and these guys come in. Now, of course, there's a lot of fear in the market, but this is why I do believe when you look at protocols like STBL in the stablecoins, when you look at Polygon Matic, when you look at some of these other infrastructure plays, AI agents, large language models like Bitensor Tau, Zibek, when you start to see these projects and the layer ones like your Caspers, your Suis, your Sais, It makes a lot of sense. Stablecoins are the macroeconomic force strengthening the US dollar. Do not underestimate how powerful that is. That's going to be really, really powerful. The US has moved from, antagonism to bipartisan support for stablecoins. Okay. Finality is really fast, of course, very cheap, mass consumer adoption, and that's what we're seeing. So your layer ones are going to be crucial. Of course, your Solanas, your Suis, your Sais, these fast layer ones will have a good chance. Solana is very, very much one of the fastest growing in terms of this whole prediction markets as well, because it's fast and cheap. But Ethereum so far and the layer twos are becoming more prominent. On-chain economies remaining physical infrastructure and information. It's really interesting because, of course, we are now at the loggerhead between the banks and, of course, crypto. But what we have is AI and DePIN. We have RWA. We have prediction markets and stablecoins. So these are going to be the key sectors. So I think meme launches will suffer, and that's what we saw. I think the shift will be growing into potentially even NFTs, right? And then again, meme coin launches will cool down further because of prediction markets. So take advantage. Let me know if you like the video. Of course, as always, God bless you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.